Thank you for staying with us. Just before we go into our hot topic, we have some information to share with you from our last special feature, the Westerfield College UK. So for the summer camp, you can reach them on 08072951229, and their email is summercamp@westerfieldcollege.uk, one word. And then for the International Education Fair, www.ief.com. And now to our hot topic. So last week on this show, we had an extensive discussion around the alleged paternity controversy involving Afrobeat star Davido. Yesterday, his father, billionaire businessman and philanthropist Dr. Adedeji Adeleke, addressed the matter publicly for the first time. Speaking on Wednesday, Dr. Adeleke spoke on the controversy involving his son and a 12-year-old girl, Anuoluwapo. He discussed that he has 5 children, 3 sons and 2 daughters, with Davido being the youngest, as well as 14 grandchildren, adding that the family would not hesitate to accept another grandchild should a biological link be established. Ladies, what are your thoughts after watching the viral video? And as usual, we'd like for you viewers to join the conversation on 0201-635-2012 or 0201-635-2011. You can tweet to us at TVC Connect using the hashtag YourViewTVC, and we're streaming live on YouTube. Ladies, what did you think when you watched that video? At least initial thoughts, what were they?
So I was conflicted. First of all, I like how he came out to, give light, throw light into the situation, explaining, taking responsibility, accountability, saying the things he had even done for the woman and the child at the time. But I was conflicted because I know how human beings can be. I know how people like to take advantage of good people and nice people. I would have preferred that he didn't do that himself. I would have preferred that he moved it to a professional, maybe a lawyer, family lawyer, who would handle all of those, a media person who would handle all of those. So he doesn't put himself in the limelight, giving so much access to people to come and do this tomorrow, because a lot of people are watching. They're, okay, this man is nice. I can just ruffle him a bit. At least I will be put in a hotel. I would stay a couple of days. I will have scholarship. I'll have this, I'll have that. Even at the end of even if they find out at the end of the day that I am not I was lying, I would have benefited something. We know how human beings can be. So that was my confliction. But I like the fact that he came out and he talked about what happened. He talked about the DNA that was done. He talked about how he was liaising with the family, talking to the grandmother, making sure and telling them that if this child happens to be my child, we will take, the Adelekes have been known for taking their children all over the world. We have examples of that. They are not people that will run away from, their responsibility. They are capable of taking charge or taking care or taking responsibility for the things that belong to them. But if you are insisting that this is it, and they are saying, we've done this test, we've done this DNA, we've done this, what else do you want? For me, it seems like something fishy is going on there. There's a reason why you are insisting when, they've shown track record, they've shown results, they've shown DNA, and trust me, they will take their child if it's their child. This has been going on for so many years. I'm even asking myself, why is this coming out now? That girl is how old? 13, 14?
13.
So yeah, it's been going on for so many years. They've been doing this over the years. So why is the insisting now? What is somebody gaining from doing this right now?
Well, maybe to just answer a question before you go in, is that the child is old enough, and this time she reached out herself. So before it was conversation between the family and the mother and grandmother, but now the child is involved, wanting some clarification for herself. But you said something could be fishy. Is that the only reason this woman could be asking for more information? Isn't there a place of maybe she, for many reasons, is skeptical of a very rich, powerful, influential family, who she, rightfully valid to her that she believes that they could influence the result of of
She
the
should take them
DNA.
to court then. Let the court give them.
Well, let's hear about that.
Take them, at least maybe they would rest when the court trusts DNA. But for me, I think the father had to, because she's insisting. And now the girl is all grown up. She's made to believe, not to trust science, trust the DNA. Because her mom is carrying on in a particular way. So Davido has been, you know, in so many controversies concerning his lifestyle, women, children, and you know, all of those things. And DNAs have been a continuous feature to clarify things. And you know, other systems, they are trusted. So if one DNA had said it was his child, and we trust that, then one says it's not his child, and we don't want to trust it. We have 5 DNAs, and we still do not trust it. You know, I think that woman who has this child should focus on the human she has and build her, not destroy her. That's the Anuoluwapo girl, you know, in context. Because what she's doing and the way she's carrying on, insisting, does not show any dignity in her person. And she's not passing on any dignity to her child.
I could differ a bit on that.
I don't mind. But
because, you know, I'm listening to you, and as a mother, if you feel that you're right, I think you will do anything, whether it makes you look bad or not. If there's a reason she believes strongly that the DNA test was not right or was manipulated, don't you think as a mother you would want I would go as far as you can, no matter what it will take for your child? I would
go with your argument if there's another form of science that, you know, would justify further testing, further, you know, verification of who her paternity was. I would, if there's a science that comes and says, oh, we can't trust the DNA 100%, but this new science, or there are ways DNAs come and there's a mistake.
It's not the science she's questioning.
It's the process.
No, it's not the science, yes. Is the validity, is the influence that this family has, that they could change the results of the DNA. That is what she's questioning.
They had done DNAs at hospitals of her request and at hospitals of their request. And at neutral hospitals outside the country, they've done 5. Okay, let me just assume that the child is his. And he continues to say the child is not his. If he continues after we've exhausted what, you know, in Kwanwan's case, I was like, send us to DNA. Let us get it over with. So that when you continue to say the child is not yours, we can respect you. Let it rest somewhere. And he didn't do that. That, you know, he was singing at an event of a grown-up 15-year-old and accepting him on stage, not even relying on science. Now, somebody who is doing the right thing, we're not saying, because he's an influential family, although he has accepted that of Sophie Momodu, he has accepted other women, but he doesn't want to accept my own. So what is the, BC uses this word, his track record as regards if, you know, illegitimacy and legitimacy of his children. In the past is that when the DNA is done, any child proven to be theirs, particularly because the father is sitting publicly to announce, to talk about this, I feel that the father was forced to be at this point. Only Adeokin Suta is a Yoruba culture. They are royals in Ede.
Okay.
Ordinarily, if this child is their own, the child will not Suta. It cannot be in Ibadan. It will be with them. You know, the arrangements would have been made. And in the same press conference, the father said, even without being confirmed as his grandchild, he was already supporting the girl financially. So money wasn't the issue. Whether I don't think they have comported themselves in ways that you should doubt them that they are trying to use their class or status to
Something
influence this.
is fishy.
What's fishy?
For me, my own is to women. Why will you not know the father of your child? Why will you? You know, what that woman is doing to that child, the psychological trauma that she's putting that child through is, she deserves to go to jail.
Yes.
Because in her heart, she probably knows. Because I am now talking on assumption that the DNA is right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She may know.
So she knows that she had other partners. And she's still insisting that this is, and they have done it, they have called you, they have done DNA, they have done everything, and you are still insisting.
Take them to
go and meet the other men you are sleeping with, or the other man you are sleeping with.
check your calendar. Check your calendar that day. How many?
YK, you know, I hear you.
No,
okay,
you see,
you're not done yet.
I'm not done because this thing is very, it's very close to home for me.
Okay.
Do you understand? Women keep doing this kind of thing, and it's not fair. It's not fair to the child. Forget about the man. It's not fair to the child.
I agree.
When you put your child through this kind of psychological trauma.
Just to win war, so that you can be. No, be say go kuku marry you. Abi if he's not under marriage act, he have already married.
So you know, I've seen
I
these.
wanted to say something.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, I said something is fishy, and I was asking a question. Why is it now? This has been ongoing for the past couple of years. This girl is a teenager. Why now? What's pushing this now? And you know, you had said the girl had reached out. The family members of the girl, the mother of the girl, sent a private message to the Adelekes telling them that she's not the one. So somebody is championing this. Somebody set up an account. They mentioned the name of the person, whether journalist or not. Set up an account and is the one champion. The parent, the mother, yes, the mother is not involved in this because the Adelekes have even done well beside them, done well for them. The girl, I think she's in school on scholarship. They've been taken care of. Like, you are not my child, but I will not just leave you like that for coming forward. So the person who is doing this is doing it for a reason. Something is fishy here because how does it take? It can't take that long to ascertain all of this and move on from that. Now, I like the angle you went to, the psychological need of this child. The last time we had this conversation, we're saying that a lot of times we don't pay attention to the children, the offspring that we have. We're focusing on our battles, our own head, and we leave these teenagers to deal with this for the rest of their life. Now, everybody knows, I'm sure people know her face in school. We know our father and our mother, you know how we're bullied in school growing up, not to talk of this child. Nobody's paying attention. And whoever is sitting behind the desk who is pushing this should be punished.
And
should
made
be
her
fished
go
out
to
and
public
punished.
Yes.
to show her face.
Yes, should be punished.
The child to show her face.
Chief Adeleke alleged that Kemi Oluloyo is operating certain social media accounts, faking to be Anu, and also pushing this narrative of Davido rejecting paternity of the girl, and pushing her, and you know, also by managing social media accounts fictitiously created with fictitious names, and she also has used her platform to continuously push this. The legal position of that, for me, is where the problem is. You cannot not be able to use scientific means, documentary means to back something and allege it publicly. I think the family knows what to do, and I think they can find the person in question. Really. Because if we do not make things, set things, we don't make examples of certain things like this, it will be acceptable. Going forward. I think she forced Chief to address this. Other cases, I never saw a press briefing.
I was shocked.
But so obviously we are dealing with more than a DNA issue right now. We're dealing with how people use social media. And social media also as a tool of harassment, intimidation, or manipulation, right? And I think that is what the Chief, Davido's father, was addressing. But you know, you said something when you started that you felt that he shouldn't have been the one to make that address. A legal person should have done so. Why, you know, why was it important? Why do you think it was important for him to have done so? Doesn't it put him even under more? For me, I feel like it may send a message to people that this is an easy target. What do you think?
I don't think so. They are not an easy target. Whether you like it or not, they are the...
I mean, if it's only clout you are looking for, isn't that a...
It's not an easy... They are not an easy... And if you are looking for clout, examples will be made. You know, I've just mentioned the legal route. But they are not an easy target. But when your family, not just Davido, this wasn't a battle between whoever is behind the social media account and the Kemi Oluloyo in question and Davido. But there were references to the extended family, which is patriarch of, continuously on, you know, on a platform and on other platforms that share her videos. And so it will be forced at some point to say, I have addressed this as the patriarch. This is how this and this and this have been addressed. And so I think it's in his right place to do that.
For me to
Okay, now before we go there, let's go on a short break. When we come back, we'll continue with our conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thank you for staying with us. So, ladies, I think where we have now landed is the use of social media, as I said. But some people would say, let's not be too quick to jump and assume that this is someone trying to manipulate. It may just be investigative journalism. And as we know with investigative journalists, they would dig deep, you know, nothing sways them. So could this just be someone really seeking the truth? And maybe we should look more into that, you know, that this may just be someone truly wanting us to open our eyes a bit wider and listen a bit more to the truth and just not be swayed by, you know, what's on the surface.
The track record of the person would be in question. It's like when you go to court and you're standing as a witness, and then the interrogator, what do they call him? The person on the opposite side, prosecutor, will now start asking you questions to determine that you are of good character, to whether that will show whether your testimony or your witnessing will be admissible in court. If you are not of good character, they will strike it out. So if you have lied in several places and then you go and you're acting like this is the truth, they can strike it out because you're not of good character. So the first thing is to check this investigative journalist and journalism. Which other cases, that's in terms of track record now, has she handled? Which other truths has she brought out? How has she been in those other issues? Has she had a track record of, you know, making sure that the truth comes to light and we've seen that this is what she does and she does it well, for instance? Okay. If she doesn't have any of those, we too can still question even the investigative journalism that you're doing, because if you see that your track record is nothing to write home about. That's on one hand.
Before you go to the second hand, let's take Elizabeth from K2. Good morning, Elizabeth.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. We can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Good morning, Elizabeth. Please go ahead. We can hear you. Oh, we lost her. You were saying.
Yes, I wanted to add that there's also a lack of disrespect and self-esteem that I'm seeing on part of this lady. When the Adeleke, Davido's father was, you know, reading, checking birth certificates, and the first thing he said he saw was that the woman had already put the Adeleke as part of her own name. It speaks of desperation. Yes, it speaks of a lack of self-respect. I've seen women who had children for very prominent men who refused to take their name. Like, face your child. Whether you accept your child or you don't accept your child, that's on one side. I am different from this. They remove themselves from it. But the insistence, my own point is the insistence on this is it, this must be it, is where I am questioning. Now, a lot of people are, you know, hopping on this matter because there's this thing we have in this part of the world where if a poor man and a rich man has an altercation, the blame usually goes to the rich man, because a lot of people are afraid that, or are angry. A lot of people are angry that the man is rich. So nobody sees the truth. There's no objectivity. You just assume that this man, because you are rich, you want to oppress. Yes, you must take the blame. You want to oppress the poor. And that is what is playing out. A lot of anger that I see, many of the comments I'm seeing, they are not focusing on the facts of the case. They are focused on the fact that this man is rich, he wants to oppress this poor lady.
All right, BC, let's take this call from Femi. Good morning, Femi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, I just want to make my own contribution based on the video I watched Mr. Adeleke make. There was an instance that he mentioned that the investigative journalist probably had some mental health issues. And these are things that have been recurring in her posts. If you have been following her, making wild statements, unfounded statements like that. I'm aware that she was in prison at the time when she said something that could not be substantiated against a pastor, and she had to be in jail. So before we make news out of this, what is just like your Obi, the other lady was saying, what is the track record of this lady? If the mental issues are involved, if somebody is making unfounded statements, those are what we call delusions. And those delusions, whether the truth comes out or not, the person will keep insisting, even despite the fact that the truth is obvious, until treatment is established. Thank you.
Thank you, Femi, for your contribution.
Thank you, Femi brought us back to... We had interviewed Kemi after the defamation criminal detention that, the pastor later forgave, that linked to one of these actresses and all of that. And, she was so sober. Right after she left our set, we were trending for the wrongest reasons. Kemi is known to make bold, unverifiable, unsubstantiated allegations, but she makes them bold.
Yeah.
And I lost respect, if I even had any, for her by 2021 when the young boy, Sylvester, that was, whose parents were mourning and calling for justice because he died in boarding school before his parents got him from Warri.
Yeah.
And she fed on the death of that boy, every day churning out, as if the people who were grieving were not grieving enough. I was driving on my way to Lekki once and I was listening on the radio and somebody was talking about, I went online and it was so painful. I was like, there should be some form of, some sensitivity around this matter. These are grieving parents who have lost a 12-year-old boy. And she made it, every day she go on ring light on the matter. I just felt, no, this woman, no.
Let me take this call from Vanessa, Abuja. Good morning, Vanessa. Vanessa, good morning.
Hear me?
We
Good
can
morning.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Please
Very
go ahead,
well.
Vanessa.
Okay. So I want to contribute on this topic because over the years, since this allegations, or should I say these allegations anyway, coming from Anu and her family, I have followed most of the discussions online, and there's something consistent that DNA has been done, and it is negative. So I think at this point, for this man that is not, even he doesn't like coming on the public stage, we know him as a good person. He's a very kind person. I sat down and watched the full video yesterday, and I teared up because for a man like that to sit down, call a press conference for just this reason, it means it has gotten to the highest level he can take. Do you understand? So he has played the role of a mother. He has played the role of a father to David or Davido. So at this point, I think they should just make these people scapegoats, because I see, because of what happened yesterday, this press conference, I'm seeing that a lot of people may come out and take his kindness, for granted, because he has been in touch with the girl's auntie, he has been in touch with the girl's grandmother. This is a very rich man, a billionaire for that matter. Yeah. He calls them directly. They have his WhatsApp. He's been assisting them. Yes. So I don't think there is anything they need now than going in for it. Like, they should pay the price for what they are doing. This is a family that they are supposed to even... Do you know where I felt so pained yesterday when he had to bring the late grandson DNA out? Do you know what it means? So at this point, they should just sue them. They should sue them and let us just watch from here.
Thank you,
So that's my contribution.
Thank you, Vanessa.
So I was going to
I agree with her.
Let Nima finish and then.
That Femi Falana had to petition Lagos State to arrest the situation and criminally prosecute Kemi for distracting the investigation around Sylvester before she stopped. So meaning is that somebody has to do something. Now we've seen this old man come out to join issues publicly with her. Somebody has to. At some point, we need to sanitize the social media space.
Yeah, very important. I wanted to add,
just about to jump in.
No, I just was agreeing with Vanessa, because if you don't do something, now, I didn't know, because I have not really been following the story. I first saw it a few days ago when the child came out. I don't like it. I don't like it when children are involved in this kind of rubbish. So if it is Kemi Olunloyo, we can't even, she's not in Nigeria. So she's pulling strings, and that's what upsets me, a lot of these social media people. They pull strings from abroad, you know?
Yeah. Where they cannot be caught.
Where they cannot be caught.
Yeah.
You know, they will just go online, talk them what they want to talk, and then leave people to think of the poor children that you are putting through this kind of stress.
Yeah. People, we have Adeyemi from Ijushaga. Good morning, Adeyemi.
Good morning, ladies. Good morning. Okay, I have two things to say, okay, about this matter. Number one, if the lady believes that Davido is the child's father, and they've done series of DNA tests, I believe that she should do maternity test.
Okay.
Why?
Yes. She should do in case her baby was swapped. You know? Yeah. Because this might unleash a whole lot. You know, that is number one. Then for Auntie Kemi, it's about time they made an example of her again. It's getting too much. She comes online and says and fabricates stories boldly. It's becoming too much. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Adeyemi.
The only thing with DNA is a proper DNA. They always do the mother and the father.
Yeah.
So
just in case, you know, there's been a swap. So I do not think Davido's family would not do mother and father together. I mean,
honestly, to even ask them to involve themselves when they have clearly shown through science that they're not part of it. But I just wanted us to, you know, look at this conversation from a point of for decent people and how they are sometimes targeted. I know this person who is quite wealthy, and she's found herself in some very interesting situations because she's decent. So she assumes that because she's good and she's nice, people will be good to her. But she forgets that she has a lot of money. And so people who are around her, she's constantly trying to figure out who is with her for the right reason and who is with her for the wrong reason. So I wonder if, you know, like when I watch movies, you see Oyinbo people that come from these families, there's a way they carry themselves. They know to protect themselves from people that can take advantage. Well, I wonder if in Nigeria, people who have made money understand that there has to be a way that you carry yourself to protect yourself from potential parasites and predators. Do you understand?
Yeah.
We're quite religious, so we let some things go. You know,
God will fight for us and all of that. So, you know, when I started, I said I didn't like how he came out. That's Adeleke now coming out to do that video because a lot of people may feel this is an opportunity. He's a nice man. You know, if he had stamped it, his lawyer is speaking, we are suing, we are all of that. People, before you want to target such a person, you would think twice. It's the niceness that has taken them to this level. And some people have said that, you know, I talked about earlier, checking the track record of the investigative journalism, and they are asking me, what about the track record of Davido? It's the track record of Davido that got him to this point. Yes. Because if he did not have that track record, nobody will be thinking of DNA. They will tell you, go back home. This is not our child. But because his parents, the father knows his son and understands that my son has a track record, and that's why he has subjected the family to having up to 5 DNA because of that track record. Secondly, who is paying for all of these DNA tests? Because it's not free. Somebody's paying. They're not cheap. Somebody is not paying for it. No, leave me. So you that is, how did they say it? Alleging should be the one to, you know, prove.
The lady, I mean?
Yeah, should be the one to prove. So bring the resources for the DNA and let them subject themselves to do the DNA. You cannot leave one person because you feel he has the means. Did he work the money for you to be using to pay DNA doctors? It's not possible. So you that they've done 5, you are good. You are insisting. You need the 6th one. Please drop the money. Let them go and do it.
Recently,
yes, if we're talking track records, track record is that when you come, because these ones, they know that they cannot be loyal. If they see any woman, they go somewhere, woman could come. They do DNA. That's track record.
Yes.
Davido has continuously done DNA.
And he has never denied any child.
I remember mentioning it during Kwan that, what are you people saying?
I know the question
if you
I
come out
asked,
with your baby, they don't tell you that your baby immediately. They will say, bring sample.
I think
and they will do DNA.
we made that clear. But the question I asked is really how people that have a lot of money, how they should conduct themselves. Recently, we know that Dangote sued someone. Immediately, we started hearing a different version. Someone sat down boldly on TV station and made some allegations. And when the person was sued, he came back and changed the story. So going forward, let's just end because we're about to wrap up. Just going forward, the best way to handle situations like this.
Legal. You just said it now.
Suing them.
You just said it.
Yeah, you have said it. You have already given the answer.
Let me
you don't
accuse me what I did not do.
So me, it's the only thing in social media people you can't catch them.
I know why.
No, they catch them.
I don't know. They catch all them.
This
I don't try catch one before.
Lagos State is
difficult.
They catch people.
You don't try catch one before. The only difference is that she removed the story.
What did that?
That kind of thing you screen grab
2 weeks ago. I wanted to catch one for a client. I couldn't find the story.
No, disappeared.
But you see Dangote. My husband was asking, how would Dangote expect the man to pay 500 billion? I said, in defamation cases, you want to show the court that you are worth a certain amount, and you can, such defamation can cost you a certain amount, and he's the Africa's richest man. So 500 billion, if the Adelekes were to sue the madam in the country that she is in with this whole matter,
all right.
More money for.
Thank you, ladies. I hope that this conversation also finally brings the Davido paternity matter with Anuoluwapo to rest. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we'll look at other hot topics. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.